Jamming out. All right. We are back live after a little technical difficulties. B.S.ing with the guys show. Back at it. We are, let's see, set to try to fix all the world's problems tonight. If y'all are ready.
Let's do it.
Yeah, before we get into the title subjects, which we're going to get into. So if that's what you're here for, calm down. We're going to get there. But did you see in our state making news that kid that used AI to mess with that classmate of his and put her body on nude? I mean, put her face on nude body with AI and then distributed it around the school.
Oh,
I don't know much about it.
I've seen nothing about it.
Yeah. Now that it was a boy, of course, you know, he got a hold of this little AI program like we all have got access to, and decided he was going to sit there and make these nude pictures of her that were, of course, not her body, but you know how AI is. You can't tell the difference. Well, of course, he goes around showing it to everybody at school. This girl did not appreciate it, 13 years old. She went and hit the boy, and they expelled her.
What the fuck?
And they're defending that. You know what I mean? They're still defending that she basically had no right to go put her hands on the kid. Now, the kid did get arrested, which I was unaware there was even a law against that, which I guess it's kind of good there is, because somebody's got to get a hold on this AI shit because it's can be used for things like that,
Right.
Yeah.
But, so I thought that was crazy when I heard that, she actually, it was all day long going on and people were fucking with her about it, shit was going around.
And she went to the principal.
She did? She actually went and told it and then decided to, take it upon herself, I guess, to.
If it's the same one that I'm thinking of that you're talking about, she reported it to the school and they did nothing and then still put her on the bus with the kid as he's like showing it to everybody.
Showing people.
So then she got physical.
Yeah, it said Louisiana middle school. Hold on, let me read these stupid ads popping up all over my screen. I'm trying to read. I'm not buying your shit, so stop giving me all these ads.
The one you're talking about, did you see a clip of the lawyer talking to the school board?
I did. Yeah, it said
Louisiana.
Louisiana middle school is doubling down on its decision to expel a 13-year-old girl victimized by male classmates who allegedly created and shared AI-generated nude photos of her around campus. The 8th grader, 6th Ward Middle. Damn, that's close to us, huh?
Is it a
was
private
accusing
No,
it was
public.
accusing of hitting one of the boys on the bus headed home. So yes, it was on the bus. After they continued to taunt her and trade the images featuring her face on a naked body, even after she reported the harassment to school officials. So you were correct on that, Kristen, that she did. She went and told the school, and apparently they didn't do enough about it. And I think she had all the right in the world to haul off and knock the shit out of somebody.
Why not?
You get expelled for punching people today?
Apparently, yeah. I mean, they school district expelled the teen over the physical altercation, and now her family is planning to sue the school board for failing to protect their daughter instead of punishing her.
Olivia got
Are you talking?
What?
Yeah,
Olivia, what? No, you cut out.
She got suspended for cursing.
Well, yeah, wow, for cursing.
Mm-hmm.
All the shit them kids do in school nowadays. Hey, what's up, Matt? Everybody else tuning in, what's going on? I see you in them comments. It was just deep in thought here where we're discussing the 13-year-old in our area that got expelled for hitting a boy that was passing around fake images of her made by AI that, of course, put her head on a nude body. School did nothing about it. Now, I say that. The boy, like I said, he got arrested. Apparently, it's they do have a law that it makes it illegal sharing, distribution, or publication of AI-generated images in a way that violates the law, meaning if it's like false statements that harm someone's reputation, of course, on unauthorized commercial use of someone, we can't just put Joe Rogan's head on there and say, hey, watch the B.S.ing with the Guys podcast, but so shit like that, sharing sexually explicit images without their consent. So, it's good that they are trying to put a legal stranglehold on some of that shit because of how dangerous this AI shit's getting when it comes to things like that. Because we've talked about that in the past. I mean, all it takes is somebody that's got some kind of vendetta against you, and all of a sudden they're putting you in situations you've never been in, and you better be able to say, "Hey, I wasn't there. That ain't me."
Right.
You know, and not everybody's able to do that. You know, some people they'll swear up and down, "I wasn't there," but they have no way to prove their innocence. So
I hate
something's
AI.
got to happen. I'm back and forth with it because, for people who didn't hear what you said you hate AI. It's here, so there's nothing you can do about it. All we can really do is start to learn how to navigate it. It's a new thing in our world that's been introduced that, we just got to figure it out the same way we did the internet. It's going to be a lot of pros and a lot of cons with it. But
I can't tell what's real and fake.
Exactly.
Anymore.
And that's why my advice to everybody is assume that shit is fake until you do some research nowadays. Everything,
Yep.
So, Kristen, do you keep, is this true? Maybe. Must be playing with your nose ring. But anyway, so yeah, that blew my mind. That was like, damn, like I said, the whole expelling her for taking up for herself.
Right.
I mean, what did they expect this girl to do? They should have, gave her extra credit,
Yeah.
I mean, if that's my daughter, I'm congratulating her.
Right.
That's crazy,
I'm still
man.
surprised you get expelled for punching people.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. I thought, like you said, a little suspension at the most. I mean, fuck, back when I was in school, I remember getting into an altercation. All we had was a Saturday detention.
Right.
That was weird that nowadays, man, it's like you put your hands on somebody, which I'm not saying it's always right to do in school, but either way, I mean, to expel people for it nowadays, I mean, kids are kids. They're going to get into little altercations.
Right.
And in this case, I mean, damn, if there ain't a justified reason, I mean,
Definitely justified. Yeah,
you
for
know,
sure.
I mean, especially if you've got a daughter or any kind of female that you're close with, a young one, I mean, you wouldn't want that to be her dealing with that at school, So anyway, that's a crazy one. Like I said, coming kind of close to home over here. I mentioned when we were having technical difficulties that if you're gay and married and want to get married, you're cool. Nobody's stopping you. Supreme Court, they reject the effort to overturn it. So, I think we were discussing how that's even a topic anymore is kind of blows my mind. Let the gays be happy. Let them do what they do.
Let the gays be gay.
The only ones I don't is this the transgender shit gets me because it seems like a lot of times it leads to just perverse type shit. You know what
Sure.
I mean? Like in these women's locker rooms and wanting to sit there and have story time with children while you're dressed up in drag and shit like that. That's kind of, not really my thing, but as far as just leaving these just people that are just gay and getting married, let them do their thing.
Absolutely.
It is what it is.
Full
But
agreement.
I did see, speaking of the transgender stuff, that they decided that finally the scientific evidence of advantages to being born male has made the Olympics say that the men can't compete in female events anymore.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
It's
took
amazing.
that long?
It's amazing. It took more than a 30-second conversation to decide that,
Yes.
but, I think when it came down with the boxing, I don't know if y'all remember that big deal that happened, the last Olympics where that male boxer was beating the shit out of, women.
Yeah, like
basically.
concussion and all that other dumb shit. Huh?
Yeah, and I think things like that is what really decides it. Because, I mean, let's face it, it's a danger to women. It's not just that you're beating somebody in a race because you're male, which, that's a given.
Swimming or whatever it might
right.
be.
I mean, this is actually physical combat that you're putting a man against a woman.
In
and
a
it's
boxing
like,
ring. Yeah.
Right. It was why it took them so long to get a hold on that. I don't know. I guess they just didn't want to look, bad. Everybody wanted to play that part of, we're inclusive. And it's like, well, you got to draw a line somewhere. And it's letting women, fight men and get their ass beat. I just don't.
Absolutely.
I don't understand how it took that turn. But even the Olympics are like, nah, we've seen enough of this shit. So, which is good. So I'm glad that's.
I never understood the catering to people who are like less than half of the population.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
Very
with
small
it. It's
percent,
less
yeah.
than half. I
Yeah.
mean, it's maybe 1%.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
like
and
non-existent.
right, and
Right.
it doesn't mean don't allow them to exist, but it's just like you said, the whole catering that we've had to do over the last few years, where these people were put on pedestals and they were untouchable when it came to saying anything negative about it, whether
Yeah.
they were going in locker rooms or whether they were, like I said, sitting there having story time and shit with children, or even pushing that that shit about being able to transition at young ages. You just couldn't say anything about it. You couldn't say it, or you could, but you faced all kind of backlash. And like you said, it was all to protect a small percentage of society that we all had to sit there and say, this is the norm now. And it's like, no. But, like I said, at least they draw the line with these sports now, because a lot of women, I mean, it's not a joke, man. You start putting women in a boxing ring with a man, it's not going to end up pretty if you just keep allowing that, somebody's going to get hurt bad. So, and I don't know what his problem is, but he wants us to shut the F you. Well, there wouldn't be much of a show, would it? we all just sat here and shut the fuck up.
We could try it.
I guess you want to try it. Let's just say.
Crickets in the background. Yeah.
Anyway, so that's also going on in this crazy ass world. They're finally stopping that with the trans, so that's cool.
Did we lose the penny?
I read something about that today. Yeah, I think they said it's kind of done with, because I just read a report. They were talking about what it takes like 3.5 cents to make a fucking penny now.
Yeah, it costs more in copper than.
And the funny thing is, it's been like that for a while. It's been where it costs more to make these things. I don't know why they've been in circulation as long as they have. It's weird because I mean they've just been losing money doing that shit, but. Yeah, I thought
Matt
I read
Philly
something.
Printed the last one today.
I thought I saw that where they were done with it.
Press.
I mean, I guess they just keep accepting them though. Like, our stores are going to have to say we can't take them.
Yeah,
I want to say.
I don't think we'll ever run out of pennies in this fucking world, dude. I think they got enough fucking pennies floating around. Dude.
Yeah, I wonder what.
Yeah,
there's one of them big stores I just read. They're kind of rounding. Up or whatever. Now they're not even taking pennies. I forget what it was.
Walmart.
Was it
McDonald's?
Might have been McDonald's. It was something like that. That the way they were saying that it'll definitely work out in the customer's favor. The way they're going to round this, but they don't want your fucking pennies. Yeah, right. That's what I mean. Like, hey, take my penny and put it in that Ronald McDonald House fucking fun thing that they keep asking me for. Would you like to, would you like to donate to this, that, and the other? I always say yeah. I get pressured into saying yeah, but. You're
going to get all your change back in pennies.
Yeah. We don't need these pennies. You take them. But anyway. What else we got going on? Trump back in the news. A little Epstein mess going on. I don't know if you saw the email that came out, supposed email, from it's supposedly from Jeffrey Epstein and this just Maxwell girl. I don't know how anybody can release anything to do with the Epstein files right now and expect anybody to believe any of it.
To believe it, right.
And I'm not just saying that because it's against Trump. But no matter what side releases anything about the Epstein files right now, this shit is it's basically done and over with because you can't believe nothing they're saying about it.
What was the email?
It says, this is from Mr. Epstein, supposedly. It says, I want you to realize that dog that hasn't barked is Trump. Blank, they redacted the victim's name. It says victim spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned. I'm 75% there. So I don't know, whatever the hell he was trying to say that Trump was around when he's victims. Now, the person's name that they're redacting in this, I want to say, let me see if I can. No, it's basically, let me see how I can explain this because I was reading something on it earlier, and it's like the Democrats, they released a previously known email, but
of course,
this time the redacted name is someone who had already testified that they had no knowledge of Trump and Epstein being together. So that's the name that they supposedly redacted from this email, and it's somebody who already testified that Trump had nothing to do. I never saw him with Epstein there or anything. So I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to accomplish with this right now. You know, it's very weird. I mean, it doesn't really say much. It's like they're still trying to, stir that pot with this Epstein shit. And I don't even fucking care anymore. And simply because we're never going to get the truth.
No.
We're never. I mean,
Right.
and we talked about it earlier when we first started with the AI shit. You could play a video of somebody doing whatever they were supposedly doing at Epstein, and you can't even believe it now.
No.
I mean, it's just like
100%.
when the FBI released that video of supposed, Epstein's cell being monitored. Nobody came in and out of it, and they're missing parts of the video, and it could have been a whole video. You know how easy that is to make? That's the bad thing too with AI is
right.
I mean, you don't like
You
I said
just
they
make
could
evidence all day
yes
long.
they could show Epstein right now with a 5-year-old on his lap, a video of it, from years ago, and I'd still be
Right.
like, but is it real? You know what I mean? It's just there's nothing to this shit anymore, man. I don't know when they're just going to let it go because they're never going to release the truth. But for some reason,
No.
the Dems are stirring this back up, and I'm thinking, do they really think anybody gives a fuck? Really? I mean,
And don't you think if that was old news or they had that would have been brought out way before
of
even this election?
course.
You
Of
know,
course.
and they ran the whole administration for 4 years, so you would think that if it was damaging to Trump, it would have been out there already. They would have used it.
This email was from 2011.
Exactly. It's
supposed
been
email.
around, right, exactly.
And it's like
I
all
call
of a
bullshit.
sudden, they're releasing this one sentence email, and I'm like, what? Okay, like just, I don't know. Let this shit go, man. Let it go, because like you said, nobody's gonna ever be held accountable for that, except for the person that's still sitting in prison right now.
Yes.
She's still in jail, but nobody's ever been named or arrested for whoever they were trafficking these children to. Now she's in jail for helping, so apparently they were doing it. But then it was like,
Right.
well, I mean, who the hell were they? Who was benefiting from this? So anyway, that's a whole nother freaking show, man. You could go on the Epstein shit forever, but I'm just so sick of the nonsense between both parties with this bullshit. It's been just a botched fucking investigation from the beginning, and just, the last administration, like, do you really think they left anything incriminating if there was anything? That
No.
would tie them to it. They wiped all that shit so clean if there was ever any evidence.
Yeah, and even like Alan Dershowitz has even, said it on certain podcasts that, with the whole Epstein, because he represented Epstein and his gig back in years ago when he was actually found guilty. He did 18 months in prison, but he had to register as a sexual offender. But he says there is no black book. I mean, he wasn't charging people, to do that. In trafficking, it was more of your free will to come. I don't think he was paying people to traffic women around.
Right.
I don't know. It's crazy when you sit back and look at it. And even Dershowitz says it's like, dude, release it all. Whatever you have, just put it out there and let the people to read it. So
Right.
not to say he was a great guy. I don't believe he was at all.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. But anyway, I want to welcome everybody just tuning in. B.S.ing with the guys. If you hadn't hit that subscribe button yet, please do it. We are just on here shooting the shit.
Yep.
Trying to solve some problems in this world. So far, we've solved 0, but the night is early. So
Not even close.
night is early. So we're getting there. I promise you. We're getting there. But anyway, Nancy Pelosi saw a return of nearly 17,000% on her stock investments. Brad, are you that good? Are you that good on your stock investments?
Not even close. Not even close. It's amazing how she can outperform, the S&P 500, man.
That woman has made $133 million, outperforming the Dow, man. It's
right.
crazy that these Congress people are just allowed to do that, which I guess the ones that are making the laws are, of course, going to leave that, intact. I mean, they're not going to make that illegal. They're benefiting from it. I know Trump talks about it every now and then, but I don't think 90% of Congress wants that done. I mean, how many of them benefit just knowing that certain laws are going to pass or
funding whatever it might be. Yeah.
Right. I mean, they know what's going on with all that shit. But the way that Pelosi's just been so blatant with it, it just lets you know they don't give a fuck.
They don't care.
They don't care. I mean, a 17,000% on her return. That is crazy.
That's nuts.
Man.
I think even the ones that talk about trying to, get rid of it don't want to get rid of it. They just know that nothing's going to happen, so they can look like the good guy,
Yeah, it sounds good, but they know it's never going to happen. So of course they're the ones who say, "Yeah, I'm all for it too," and meanwhile they done made millions off of it. I'm with you. Too many of them benefit from it. There's no reason for them to stop it. I mean, I wouldn't want to stop it if I'm sitting up there becoming wealthy by getting these little tips and whatever they do. I mean, I don't know if somebody's sending out emails saying, "Hey, invest in this stock," but I don't think it takes that. I think it just knows what's coming down the pipeline. You know what I mean? We're fixing to vote on this bill. It's going to pass. Well, in return, this bill is going to, open up this new sector of whatever. You know what I mean? There's a million ways you can look at it when you're behind the scenes to say, "Oh, I know what's about to pop off."
Absolutely.
And I think that's what they do. They're not dumb.
If it's pharmaceuticals or if it's defense, and they know what they're funding, and we're gonna slide, a contract to Boeing or whatever military contract, billions of dollars. Well, guess what? I know their stock is gonna go up.
Yeah.
It's just incredible when they can do that, Just the whole thing with the whole healthcare, man. If you look at all the subsidies that all these healthcare companies are getting paid, and you look at the percentages of what they've made in, roughly 15 years, man. I mean, stocks that were, like United Health at $26-30, man, it's 200 now. It's 300 a share now, making way over 1,000%. And you don't think those politicians know that kind of stuff?
Fuck yeah. I wish I had it inside. I need that
too.
inside source. I guess they had that, the Pelosi tracker or whatever, where you could track what stocks she was investing in.
Yeah.
But they were probably a little high dollar ones, though. Nothing that the average person would be able to make.
Nothing that the
money
common
with.
man can afford,
Right.
You take another mortgage out?
Yeah, you could
do that. Yeah.
50 years we got. What y'all think about that? Kristen, you want a 50-year mortgage? Does it sound good?
Probably not.
That's a terrible idea.
Probably not. There goes her.
I
That's
don't
her
want any
insight on it.
mortgage. I don't want any bills.
You don't want a mortgage at all, huh?
No.
No, but I guess, you got a house. You bought a house recently. How long you been in your house?
2 or 3 years.
Yeah. And typical 30-year mortgage, 50-year mortgage, you might have saved, on yours, $150. Would that really, for you, justify saying, yeah, stretch that bitch out another 20 years,
Yeah.
Which, most people aren't in their house that long, especially their first house. So, I've seen a lot of the shit was hitting the fan when people started, talking about that. And I don't know. I don't know what the big deal was, if it's just an option. It's not like they were forcing you to have 50-year mortgages.
This is a terrible financial decision,
Well,
so you start
not for the banks, but
not for the banks, but it kind of preys on,
sure,
lower income people trying to get into a house.
Right.
But you wind up sucking them into a loan where you're not even paying on the house for 25 years.
No, yeah, I get it. But can you spin that and say it also could help people that say you're buying a house where that $200 or so that you could save by stretching that mortgage out is making the difference between you buying one or not, which it seems like a small amount. Most people would say it's just $200, but it might help some first-time home buyers, some young people that, like I said, in the end, chances of them staying in a house for 20 years is very rare. I think the average in the country is about 12 years.
It's 12 years.
Yeah. So,
I would just say rent. If you have to go for a 50-year mortgage compared to
rent,
I would just rent.
yeah, but I guess you
think if you finance at, if you finance a 50-year mortgage at 30, you're going to be dead when you pay it off.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, just rent. It'll be cheaper in the long run,
Yeah, I get it. And this the comment here, a difference in renting. You can be mobile if you lose a job. Having a home can be a burden, but if you can sell that home, if you put a little equity into it, then at least you're making something.
But I guess my point is, on a 50-year loan, you're not going to have any equity for at least the first 20 years. Like,
because dude,
aside from property going up, but
they're talking about like the interest you pay, and doubling pretty much.
It's
ridiculous.
Crazy, man. It's crazy. I get how it can be enticing though for someone who's right on that borderline, and saving a little bit can help them. I don't think that's why it's being done. I think it's like Justin said, it's to prey on people that are desperate.
Sure.
But if you try, that's what I mean.
Man.
It's people that are just trying to take advantage of people that are in a certain situation. So they throw that out there. Just like, Trump was also throwing around the 15-year car loans. Right. And I'm like, God damn.
Terrible idea.
Years?
Yes. 15-year loans on cars.
Half these cars are not going to last that long.
No, they're not. But what that does, though, is it instead of your note being $400, that bitch may be fucking, $175.
Yeah.
It's like just lease.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, I get it. But people are going to do it if they let something like that go through. If the banks get on that, none of this shit is etched in stone. I mean, it's just things that they were throwing out, and the shit hit the fan. And a lot of people are for, a lot of people are against it. They're basically looking at it like, if it's an option for you, then what's the big deal? I mean, if you decide that's the dumb move you want to make and sign a 50-year mortgage or a 15-year car loan, well, that's on you. There's already predatory loans out there left and right anyway.
Well, there are.
I mean, these damn title loans and payday loans and high interest bullshit that they get people caught up in. Right. So it's not the first time that it's happening for sure, And like I said, in the end, it might help a few people get into a home that wouldn't have been able to. But I guess, like you said, when renting is an option, that might be the better than getting locked into some crazy ass, mortgage where you're paying all interest for years and years to come,
You know what I think of? Talking about all these crazy financing options. D.R. Horton.
Mm-hmm.
Those houses.
Yeah.
I feel like that's definitely
DSLD deal.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a nationwide thing or not. I don't know anybody out there listening.
Yeah, they are.
D.R. Horton, they're all over the fucking place because they're building left and right. Every time you turn around, there's another neighborhood being popped up. Yeah. And some of the knowing people in the real estate business, just the things that they offer some of the agents is crazy, like high, just real high, percentages on the fuck, man, what is the word
Commission?
I'm looking for? The commissions. Yeah, sorry. And a brain fart. But anyway, real high commissions. Like basically there were some of them that they were, offering the fully furnished homes, and it's kind of like they must be making a killing on these houses. I mean, they're put
up in 2 days.
Yeah, they are. And I don't know what they're running. I guess they're in the 250 on up, 250,000 up, I would imagine. So, I mean, I don't know what they got into them, but it's enough to sit there and give them away fully furnished and then tell the agents, hey, we'll give you 10%, commission and shit. I mean, they were offering it. Some of it was bonuses where we'll give you another 5,000 on top if you can get people to move in these houses. I'm thinking, damn. Like, they were just giving shit away to get you to move into these houses. But they're taking over, man.
Yeah, I have not heard good things about those houses after like 5 years.
Yeah. This is, let's see. I'm just jumping to comments for a minute. How y'all doing out there as a Republican? I don't believe you're a Republican, but I couldn't ever vote for a man who was best friends with the biggest pedo trafficker in Jeffrey Epstein. I don't believe you're Republican, for one. And for two, believe me, I think most of the nation probably wouldn't if there was any proof to that, Donald Trump was doing something like that when it came to these kids. But
it would have been
I would like to think so, because I would definitely turn my back on ever for anybody like that.
Yeah.
Let's see. We were talking about homes.
Yes.
Thank you for chiming in. D.R. Horton was my first home, only 3% down on a $420K home. Made almost $200,000 on that home when I sold it 3 years later. Oh, look at that. See, worked out for D.R. Horton.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
On a $500,000 house, right, with a 3.5% down payment over 50 years, by the time you're done, you'll have paid basically $1 million in interest on the loan.
Yeah, that's
for a $500,000 house.
If you stayed in it for that long.
Yeah, in the first 20 years, you'd be paying at most $5,000 a year for the first 20 years towards the principal, which is Jesus.
Nothing.
That is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Susan says she's 62. Give her a 50-year loan, and she promises she'll pay it back. That's what I'm talking about. Like, just stretch that bitch out for 100 years. I don't care.
That's so true.
Yeah, I honestly don't give a shit. I think, hey, look, man, offer whatever you want to people. If they want to take a,
Right.
it's on
I
them.
agree.
At least they have the option because you don't even have to do a 30-year mortgage. I mean, you know what I mean? It's just most people choose to do that. So it's just kind of the norm. But BlackRock, we hear a lot about that. People talking about BlackRock in the comments here. Where did I see the first BlackRock? BlackRock would love a 100-year loan. Yeah, that's true. And that's another one running around buying up tons of fucking property, and it's. I don't know. I need some of their funds. Apparently, they got a ton of it. 50-year mortgages, so homeowners can compete with investment forms. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't think it's the craziest idea. It's another option for people. Might not be the best option, but
no.
Because what you said, Justin, like it would, you'd have to live in it for way too long, really, to make any type of profit off of it. Is what you're saying?
Pretty much. I mean, aside from, like I said, property value going up, but I mean, if you're there the whole time, you're paying $1 million over your loan value. So your property after 50 years would have had to increase at least $1 million for you to break even. Right. So,
and dude, you got to figure in property tax, insurances over that additional 20. Maintenance. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it's bad. Like I said, it's out there for everybody that wants it. But, and I mean, I've done it with cars. It's like, how far? Oh, 84 months. No problem. Off of 5 years to 84 months. Could be 300 cheaper. I've always been the one when I buy a car. It's like max it out as far as it'll go. Oh, okay. My payment's $485 a month. That's great. Okay. Well, I'm going to pay $700 a month on it so I can get it paid. But if I fell on hard times, at least I know I owe at least $500 a month, But the secret
I'm
would
with
be to
you.
pay it off early,
Most of the cars I buy new, the reason I buy them, I know I'm not going to keep them for the full term anyway.
Exactly.
So I'm like, stretch that motherfucker out because I'm gonna put so many. Well, I'm not going to, but the wife's going to put so many miles on the damn thing. We ain't gonna have it, but for 3 years anyway. So just make the note as low as you can, and we'll just we'll trade it in and do what we do. But but I still don't want a 15-year car loan. So I'm not going.
I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Anyway, tell you what else is ridiculous. All this J6 bombing news that's been coming to light here. I know Glenn Beck kind of set it off. Brad, you kind of listened to it, more than I have, but I did read up on it a little bit, and it looks like they're talking like they've got some pretty hardcore evidence on who this might be. I mean, nothing's been 100% yet, but they I don't know, man. They're talking some female like law enforcement and all this shit. And,
DC Capitol Police woman. From what I'm understanding, man, and the way they did it. Yeah, it's crazy the way they were able to do it through the blaze and stuff, and recapture and the and identification and stuff. The way they did it, it seems pretty legit, man.
Yeah.
And it's not. I've heard it from other sources as well. That they pretty much know, but it's like. Is she totally the only one that thought of that, or who's really involved behind it?
Yeah, if that's because I know they were talking about watching the surveillance video that it kind of tipped them off that it's a woman because of the way that they were walking. Which I'm watching this one right now. It doesn't give that off to me, but this was a lesbian, honestly. So I mean, maybe she was a butch because it really. I mean, if you look at the picture of the lady, I mean, you could tell she was the man in the relationship. But so I don't know. I know somebody had mentioned how they set, the person set the bag down just the way that they bent down. You can kind of tell that it was a, kind of more of what a woman does. So I don't know. It's not going to shock me because I've always thought it was an inside job anyway, that whole J6 shit.
Absolutely.
Like they wanted what happened to happen that day. And when I say they, I just mean the government back then, the ones that were in charge, they wanted it to get out of hand. They allowed it. They encouraged it. That's been proven, they've hundreds of FBI agents in the crowd provoking this shit. Some of them, you know what I mean? You got this going on with this pipe bomber who it doesn't surprise anybody that it was an inside. So I say that it shouldn't surprise anybody. You know,
No, it should not, dude, at all.
Because as long as it took them to even, and I say as long as it took them, meaning the government, to bring this to light. But I forget, this wasn't the government that did this. This was Glenn Beck and his team.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So the
ones
FBI,
behind the forensic end of it.
Right. Everybody else that was supposedly looking into this, they got nowhere with it because they didn't want to. I mean, you think this person's just setting bombs around and they're just like, well, we don't know who it is. You know, I guess we'll move on. You know, I find that hard to believe that they just kind of just let that investigation just, you know, we'll deal with that later. I mean, it was a fucking bomb. They don't play with that shit in this country.
Right.
You know, let me and you go do that shit and watch how fast they're knocking on our fucking door. And we can be dressed up like this person was. And, you know, they're coming. They'll find, they're going to find your ass.
We should
No, I ain't doing it.
Come on.
Not me. I'm saying you.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
No, but anyway. So that's the new one on that. Justin, I wasn't even sure if you read anything on that or not.
No, I've seen a few headlines here and there. Figured I would go to school tonight, but
yeah, no,
I saw it before they found out like who it was. You know what I mean? Like just since J6, but
right. No, well, I just found out. I mean, I don't think they knew though until the other day. Like I said, when Brad was actually, he informed me, he was listening to the radio, and Glenn Beck and them kind of broke it that their team did all the investigation basically themselves.
All the forensics behind it, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
dude. All the recognition, facial recognition, as close as they could get it, and they were like a 98% hit, man.
That's what they're saying, 94 to 98% match to the unique stride of this officer that they assume is who that is. They've looked at how she's walked and they kind of analyzed all of that, compared it to the surveillance video, and supposedly they're pretty damn sure, you know. Now, of course, they do say it's not 100%, so I don't know where that's going to go, but if it is, and then what? You know what I mean? Then what? Because that means, you know, the government was involved in this. Well, what are they going to do? What are they going to do about it? I mean, I guess the Trump administration could turn around and do something if they can prove it, but it doesn't seem like they were really on the case either. You know?
No, it doesn't seem of a, high interest to figure out who it was.
Yeah, somebody sets a fucking bomb down, and it just gets swept under the rug. I mean, that lets you know right there that there was something funny going on with this shit.
And why didn't it go off? Was it just?
I don't even know if
there
it was
a reason. Or was it fake?
I don't remember. I don't think it was fake. It was a pipe bomb. I'm trying to remember. I'd have to look into it. Maybe somebody that's listening can remind us of that. But yeah, I don't know why it didn't detonate. If it was just a faulty win or it wasn't even set to go off. But then it's like, what was the point of putting it there?
Right.
So let's do a little research. Y'all bear with us. I'm gonna search this up and see.
Who is Glenn Beck?
Glenn Beck, he is, I'll say, kind of very right-wing talk show kind of commentator guy, but he's usually on his shit. Some people can't stand him if you're on the other side of the fence, but he's had a long career. You know, typically ones that are totally full of shit don't have that long of careers. Not to say that people don't get a little overboard and with the clickbait and just trying to get people to pay attention to their show and all. But for the most part, if you're just a blatant fucking liar all the time, you don't have decades long careers, and unless you're a politician, I guess, because it seems to be the trend with them. But let's see.
He says it like it is. He really does, man. He just like I've always said, he's horrible with predicting times of when something's going to happen, if it's a crash, a financial crash or whatever. But he's pretty on key, man, with what he talks about. And he talks about stuff that you're not going to hear on Fox or CNN or MSNBC. He's kind of off the cuff with it,
Yeah,
but he's been on all of them. He was on CNN, and then he was on Fox, and then he finally.
He's been in.
You remember I was telling you, Shane, off air. It's like he's opening up this Mercury One, the Blaze. He's going total internet. I'm talking years ago, and I'm like, God, is this dude making a mistake or something, dude? Because it really wasn't big. The whole streaming thing wasn't a big thing,
Yeah, well, he saw where it was going. Apparently,
He did.
I guess if you're in that industry, you're following that.
Absolutely.
following what's going on, where the next move is, because I mean that's your livelihood. You can't be left behind on AM radio and everybody else is streaming. But anyway, Justin, to answer your question, they said they were viable and functional. They were capable of detonating and causing serious injury or death. It says, if not rendered safe. How they got them? I guess somebody noticed a bag. Real explosive threats placed. I'm trying to see. The bombs did not explode because they were discovered and safely deactivated by law enforcement before their timers. Oh, so they were on timers. They were on 60-minute kitchen timers. Tick, 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 tick.
Dang.
So, yeah. So apparently they were kind of ready to roll. Now, I don't know, who spotted them. And around 1 o'clock, a U.S. Capitol Police officer spotted the DNC bomb. Okay. So, yeah, police officer was alert, I guess, saw it. Bag sitting there, checked it out, and was like, "Holy shit, there's a bomb in here!" So
unbelievable. Huh?
But yeah. So anyway, yeah, they were active. This person set them down, and then the government's like, we don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll look into it. Yeah, we'll investigate it.
FBI, the ATF they did over 1,000 interviews.
Fuck the ATF.
Reviewed 39,000 plus video files. 600 plus tips. But the suspect, a person of interest, about 5'7", wearing a gray hoodie, black pants, blah, 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 remains unidentified nearly 4 years later. There's a $500,000 reward on there.
Oh, shit.
I think I found him.
Me too.
I think I just found him.
I'm about to go wrangle somebody in Walmart and be like, it's them.
Shit, for that much money, it might be one of y'all. Like, I'm reporting him. It's my co-host.
Swatting everybody.
Yeah. So anyway. Today's Tom Sawyer, mean stride. I see the comment.
Absolutely.
Telling their age there. Sup, y'all. Jimmy says, sup, y'all. What's going on?
Sup, Jimmy?
Sup.
Yeah. Anyway, what else we got going on? I see there's a lot of people pissed off. Did you see, Kristen, you might have saw that it says fury erupts after accused teen sex predator dodges prison. I don't know if you saw that story or not.
Oh, of them young kids, and he was like crying when he was getting arrested.
Well, he was this was one where they showed a video. The cops came to handcuff him, and his mother was out there on the porch with him. He's 18 years old.
Yeah.
Is that the one you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know he was crying, but
I don't know if he was. I just saw that.
Yeah, I mean they said this dude did some pretty vile, vicious shit, man. And I guess because of who he is, he's avoiding jail time. So they're calling for his head in that community, man. But
where was
I
this
thought it was
at?
like young girls.
Yeah, it was.
Like
let's see. Back Oklahoma, after a teenager accused of a series of violent sex assaults avoided prison time. And then, of course, they're going to let me click on that link. So let's see. High school baseball star pleaded no contest. I want to see what they accused him. Not accused, but he was charged as an adult and was slapped with 10 felony counts, including rape, attempted rape, sexual battery, and assault. He pleaded not guilty to all charges, but later struck a deal with the DA to change his status from adult to youthful offender.
At 18?
He is the son. Yes. I guess because of when it happened, maybe. But he is the son of a prominent local sports coach. He switched his plea to no contest after a judge signed off on the deal. And under local laws, a youth plea deal meant Butler was sentenced last week to just 1 year of rehabilitation and community service, despite facing roughly 78 years in prison.
He should have got that.
Well, especially if he's pleading, guilty or whatever to this shit, man. Because I want to see, They said the first victim told investigators that Butler repeatedly raped her and choked her when she tried to refuse during their 3-month relationship. Her doctor said she had to undergo surgery to repair the damage to her neck after being choked, and that she would have died if the choking had lasted another 30 seconds. This was according to court papers. Other victims reported that she too had been choked until she passed out. Police later found a video on his phone of him choking the girl.
Damn.
I mean, this is how much they had on this dude. And I guess it goes back to who you know, man. Because there's no reason that boy should have ever threw that plea deal at somebody like that.
No.
That's crazy, man. Yeah.
God damn. No, I
So
never
I
heard
see
about
why the
that.
communities, man, they're in an uproar over there. But it's like, what do you do? I mean, I doubt the judge is going to be like, well, okay, I'll take it back.
They
Nope,
need
that
to
ain't
like
happening.
throw rocks at him and shit.
they need to do something. They need to
Yeah.
fucking, take his ass or vote the judge out for one. If you got judges in your community like that, I mean, that's where you start.
Yes. Vote the
that's
asses out.
And then I watched the video, and it was, when the cops were at the house to arrest him, and all the mother is overly concerned about, oh, do you have to put him in handcuffs? And it's like, what the fuck your son did.
They should have
You know?
slammed him on the ground. Like,
They
yes,
should have. They should have tased this stupid ass
the
along
fuck
with
on the
her.
ground.
They should, that's all she was concerned about, was that her poor little baby that looks like he's 6'5", 300 pounds, that he was, treated fairly, I guess, and after choking the shit out of a girl bad enough to where she needed surgery.
Fuck
Yeah,
that.
piece of shit, man.
I like the videos that come out of like Africa and shit when they find, one of the rapists or the child predators.
Yeah.
They don't play over there, dude.
Fuck no, they out there
only
with 2x4s
look,
and bricks. I love
The
it.
only thing I don't like about that shit is you could just be accused of it over there, and they're yanking you out your fucking house. I'm like, damn, dude. Like I wasn't even in the country. Fuck.
All right.
I do see a lot of that, man. They just accuse you of shit like that, dude, and you
It's
going,
on.
man. Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, if I see another comment saying release the files, I'm going to crash out.
What
Release
files?
the
I have already
files.
said I don't have them.
Release the files.
They're not gonna release
I
them.
can't.
There's no way they're gonna release those files.
No,
Neither
they're
side. I
not.
don't believe any side wants them released. I know that's the
No.
Dems rally cry right now because they know they're never getting released. So it's easy for one side to sit there and say, release them, like they're the innocent party.
Yeah.
But it ain't happening. Nobody's getting these fucking files. And if they do, don't believe
They'll
a
be
fucking
so-
thing you read on them.
They'll be so
You know?
redacted. You'll be reading like words
Oh.
like in, the, though, they,
Yeah. Yeah, and-
me. Yeah, no
and
names.
it's like,
you know.
The last comment we had, I mean, the Democrats had plenty of time to release these things.
Mm-hmm.
Now that they're not
Absolutely.
in charge, they want to sit there and scream from the mountaintop. I see it all day on X.
Yep.
Prominent Democrats, Congress
Yep.
people calling for the, release the Epstein files. And it's like, well, you weren't
Why
saying
didn't
that
you?
shit. Yeah. You weren't saying that when Biden and them were in charge, and then it's like, if they do release them, what incriminating evidence do you think is left on any of that shit?
None.
It just makes no sense now. I mean,
Yeah.
we kind of hit on that earlier, that no matter what they release now, none of it, it's all for nothing now.
It's a dead issue, man.
It is, and I put a lot of it, as I've said before in the past, I put a lot on it on this administration because they ran on releasing that shit and
They
getting
did.
to the bottom, and they didn't. They didn't do it. Now, I don't know what reason. Maybe there wasn't anything left for them to release. There's no telling what
Yeah.
got cleaned up before they got in office. But to me, say that. Come in there and say that. Hey, look, they scrubbed every fucking thing. We can't find nothing. They
There's
destroyed
nothing.
all the
Yeah.
files, but they never said that because they don't want them files released no more than the Democrats do. I just believe there's too many big wigs involved in that shit, and we'll never know. So
Release the
Anyway.
files, dude.
No, shut
Yeah.
up.
Release
release the
I'm over it.
files.
Are they gonna
What-
release the fucking $2,000 stimmies?
I know it's
my
someone
guess.
talk.
at my work told me it was like crypto or something.
Well, I don't know where they
I'm in.
hearing that
Yeah,
shit
fuck
out,
it.
but I'll
I was
take
like,
it.
what?
I'll
What
take
am I
it.
gonna do with that?
I'll take some
Yeah.
Bitcoin. Fuck it.
Yeah,
So-
fucking right. I'd take $2,000.
We
with
ain't
it.
what,
seeing
uh,
that.
Release the stimmies.
Thrifty wanted to know. I was wondering how many believe that the president is truly going to give every American $2,000.
It ought to
I
be
believe
it. Well,
5,000.
Yeah, right. It should be at least, But
Yeah.
and then I see they're talking about for not for wealthy Americans, whatever they consider wealthy. I forget the number, the dollar amount he put on that. But
Right.
to me, it's like, why even put a damn a limit on it as far as, somebody's too wealthy to
Yeah.
get back some of their money, Fuck it,
exactly.
give it to
Yeah.
everybody. Not that it's going to be life-changing for some people, but fuck it, man. I don't care what you made. So what? If I made $700,000 last year, I'm part of this fucking country. Hand it out to everybody. Just fucking
I'm
$2,000
owed.
for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
But I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know if we'll ever see that. So Justin, to answer your question, I don't know. I mean, he's been talking a lot of that shit since these tariffs and all
Yeah.
that stuff they were uncovering with Doge and all the spending cuts they were making with that. So he's kind of been throwing that out there for a while now, and I don't think anybody's seen any of that money. But
I don't think you're going to see shit until the Supreme Court rules on the whole tariff issue. Because
the
I mean, isn't
tariff,
there
yeah.
talk out there if the Supreme Court rules against it, we could owe trillions of
I
dollars
saw
in
that. That's
tariff?
what. Yeah, I did see that. Trump was saying that
Yeah.
if they don't support that shit, we're going to owe China all kind of money.
Yeah.
And it's amazing that that's even a fight.
Absolutely.
I just don't.
It should be a no-brainer, man.
They'll fight about anything in these politics.
Yes.
It's like we're going to try to bring manufacturing and bringing some jobs back to America.
No, you're not. EPA violation.
Yeah, no. It's like, what are we arguing about? Why? Is there anything we can't argue about?
Yeah.
I mean,
we want to bring jobs back. We want to bring security. We want to bring this. We want to bring that back to this country. No, we're not doing that because of the environmental impact, or it could be.
It's always they always find a
bullshit.
reason to, instead of just like, hey man, just fucking, let's do that. It's a great thing for the country. It'll bring jobs back here. It'll be able to employ more people and
higher wages.
Now,
absolutely.
The price of products will probably go up. Some things. I mean, because you're paying people a decent wage to make them compared to what they do overseas. But sometimes you got to take the good with the bad, and if it's so I mean, but as far as like just allowing that shit to free flow into the country, I mean, it's kind of like down here in Louisiana, the way that it's people that it's a big fishing industry down here, seafood,
right?
And with especially shrimp, big part of the culture down here that's pretty much been ruined because of imports. Right. And to me, if they would put a high tax, tariff, whatever you want to call it, on that, to where it couldn't even compete with the local stuff, then that would have never been a problem. But when you can buy it for half the price of what you can buy domestic for, well, it just shoots the industry to shit, and that's
it's about done.
Right, and that's not just. It's not like we have a monopoly on that down here. It happens all over the place that you allow these cheap imports to come in, and like I said, we witnessed it down here. It was a way of life for a lot of people that was ruined because they allowed any country in the world to ship over foreign seafood for a fraction of the price. It's crazy.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
So
it really is.
So do you think it's made a difference since they started? Like they made it illegal for you to basically not declare that it's imported seafood?
Yeah, you have to disclose it now in restaurants
think it's made a
and
difference?
stuff. No, not at all. Because
No?
I don't think most people pay attention to that when they're the consumer.
Really? I feel like a lot of Louisiana people, like that's their.
I just don't think you have that.
Certain things, dude. Certain things.
Yeah, I don't think you have that kind of. I don't know that just pride anymore. Like a lot of people would have done it just out of principle. They're like, I'm not doing that. You still got your old timers that feel like that. But think about it. Like if you got a 27, 28-year-old out eating in a restaurant and, they've got imported shrimp in their dish that they're paying $15 for opposed to $35 because it's got domestic. They don't give a fuck about that.
No.
I mean, money talks to a lot of people. So to me, it shouldn't even be an option. If you're going to put foreign shit in your food, that should triple the price. And then you wouldn't even want to use it, But
but
like I said, that's just for our industry down here. But
it's a dying industry, dude. It's about done. It really is.
But anyway, but I see your point, Justin. That there may be still a lot of people running around that are kind of like, I'm not buying that shit. But honestly, a lot of people don't even notice, because by law you're supposed to put in a spot where people can see. You're supposed to have so big of a sign in your business that says this business may offer, whatever foreign seafood, blah blah blah, whatever you're supposed to say on this sign. But most people ain't even noticing that shit. If it's hanging on the wall behind a counter or something, people aren't reading that shit, so they don't even know.
Yeah, because I've seen it on like menus for like shrimp dishes or something. It's like imported shrimp. But like if you set up like a tent on the side of the road with imported fucking Chinese fresh shrimp,
sure,
and it was $2 a pound cheaper than Louisiana fresh shrimp that's a block away. Do you think that pop-up stand with the Chinese shrimp's going to get any business around here? I don't feel like it would.
No,
I
but
don't
the
know.
problem is
Yeah,
it'll
maybe.
be it'll be though, and it's just any old restaurant. It could be a chain restaurant. You know what I mean? It could be like anywhere in the South, pretty much down here. There's seafood on the menu.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's so many people using that imported shit that I just don't think it makes a big difference with these signs and all that shit. I just don't think they're ever going to stop using it because you're saving half the money when you're buying that as a restaurant or something. I mean, it's crazy the price difference, man. So, but anyway, people don't want to hear our fucking shrimp problems all night long, but it expands beyond just down here in Louisiana and shrimp. You know what I mean? That's what
It goes
all of
with
this shit that we
manufacturing,
bring in.
everything, dude.
Right.
Yeah.
And
just
look,
all
it
the
does it-
imports, man.
Well, yeah, and does it drive the cost of goods up when they're American made? Yeah. I mean, if you made
Yeah.
every single car over here in America, of course you're going
Yes.
to pay more. Now, what my argument's always been, if I'm still getting the same shitty quality, then yeah, give me the China made stuff. But if you're going to go back to making things like they used to, you pay a little bit more,
Then it
but
would
you're
be
getting
worth it.
fucking quality.
Right.
I'm willing to do it. I'm just afraid that even with manufacturing jobs in the United States, you're not going to get that quality still because you don't have pride in what a lot of people.
Right.
I'm not going to say everybody. I don't want to put everybody on their umbrella like that, but a lot of people don't have the same pride that people did back in the day when they went to work. They went to work to do a good fucking job. They were proud of what they did. You know, they made things with their hands and they wanted that quality for the most part. Now you're just there watching the fucking clock trying to, am I off yet? I got 2 more hours, you don't. So I don't know. I don't know if the quality would
be there,
match the price if everything
Yeah.
was made in this country. And that's the only reason I'm kind of weary about bringing all that back here because I just think we're going to pay more for the same shit.
Well, you can see it, man. Everybody we have no pride for the government. We live in the best country in the world, man. We really do. And there's so many people out there that just doesn't have pride in our country to start, more or less our products,
Yeah.
So.
And a lot of that stems from you see the ones that are bitching about it. It's like they have it so good that they just sit around and find things to bitch about with the country.
Exactly.
And just being able to do
sad.
that shit. Just being able to do it out loud should let you know. I mean, it's you could sit there and say whatever the fuck you want about this country, and there's nobody coming to get you. You know what I mean? So that.
And you
right
ask
there
all
alone
those
is a
people that
blessing.
are like, anti-country, hate our country. It's this country that
Leave.
it sucks, whatever.
Bye-bye.
And it's like, well, why don't you leave? Well, I'm not going anywhere. It just shows you it is the best country in the world to live in, dude.
Kristen said she'll help them pack. Go.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like it's like I always say. We may not have the, it's not perfect, but it's.
No,
I mean,
by no means.
where else are you gonna go? I mean, what
what
are you
other
gonna do?
country? I'm looking at the comments. What other country is better?
Yeah, honestly, and look, I haven't been
Whichever one
around
you
the world.
Whichever one you pick, go there.
See,
Yeah,
that's a lot of what I see. I'm sorry, a lot of what I see is people telling you somewhere else is better while they're living here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like because you go visit somewhere, like every time I go to Florida, I'm like, man, this is great. I want to move to Florida. But as soon as I move to fucking Florida, I'm like, well, fuck this place, man. I want to go fucking, you know what I mean? I want to. It's just
Tennessee, right?
So you go visit another country, and it's like, oh, the people were so nice, and it's like, yeah, because you're a fucking tourist spending money. They're kissing your ass over there.
Yeah, go
You see
live
it when
over
you-
there.
Yeah, go to Brazil in the tourist areas. They love you.
Right.
Yeah.
But go in the
they do.
areas where it's not. You know what I mean? So, and look, I haven't been enough places around the world to sit there and say that somewhere is not as good. But like I said, a lot of the argument I hear out of people, it's people that still live in the States. And I'm like, well, what the fuck are you doing here then?
Yeah.
I mean, I get there's other beautiful places around the world, places you like to go to, but you're still here. You make your living here, your home is here. Yeah, for some reason, you've decided I'm not going to move to this place. I'm just going to sit there and tell you how much better it is in the United States.
Yeah, it's all bullshit.
Yeah, and like I said, we've got our problems for sure, but
Oh yeah.
it doesn't mean it's the worst place to live by any means. But anyway, I don't know if that was patriotic enough, but fucking rah, America. Justin, you saw that security guard that was fighting that son of a bitch in that Spirit Halloween over like $90 worth of fucking merchandise?
No, but that
and then
sounds
shot him and killed
crazy.
him.
Oh, Jesus.
Security guard, Spirit
No.
Halloween. He was arrested
What
in Albuquerque, New Mexico. He allegedly, I like allegedly, shot and killed an unarmed shoplifter, dude. Now, a lot of people are celebrating him, saying, "Hey, man, somebody's got to stop these fucking people." You know, they basically just a free for all going on around the country right now. You know, but is it a death sentence when you're shoplifting? You know, I don't know, but apparently, you know, the incident began. It was at about 5:00 on Thursday while 25-year-old, some name I can't pronounce, was working security at a Spirit Halloween. Another man, 41-year-old, allegedly grabbed multiple items, exited the store without paying for them. To me, you probably should have just let him fucking go. But, you know, I guess he is hired security, though. But he tackled the man.
Loves his job, dude.
Yeah. Pulled him into a steel pole before the man fell to the ground. The pair reportedly began to fight. At one point, the security guard climbed on top of him and began to strike Chase, which is the offender's name, with what appeared to be his fist. The two fight, during which security guard, while on top, draws his firearm, points it directly in his face, and then the rest is fucking history. So,
oh yeah.
Well, he did tell him. Well, I say the rest. He did. He managed to wiggle free. The guy, the security guard, allegedly threw him back on the ground. Said, "Don't fucking move. I'll fucking shoot you." That's what the article says. Complaint explicitly noted. Let's see.
Wow.
Yeah. He put his gun back into the holster, pulled out a can of pepper spray. So he tried to pepper spray the guy. Let's see. Man, they're just going at it in the parking lot. At what point as a security guard do you stop?
Yeah.
But he said eventually he shot him in the upper left torso and the left ass cheek. He initially survived the shooting, but would eventually succumb to his injuries. So $90 worth of shit. They're fighting like cats and fucking dogs out in the parking lot. And like I said, at what point at a security guard do you just say, "Look, I mean, let the cops handle this shit"? You done pulled out your mace. I mean, I don't know. Because, I mean, this dude is now he's fucking charged with second-degree murder. So it's like, is it really worth that? At Spirit Halloween?
No, he's going to prison.
It's like, I get it. Like, you're tired of seeing people just take advantage and come in like the shit is theirs when they walk into these stores. So, I mean, a lot of us are just tired of watching that shit go on. But I think it's what you just said, Justin. I don't know if there's any getting out of this one.
No.
I mean, I don't know.
He's not getting out of that one. No.
Like, if you confront somebody as a security guard and it turns into that, do you have a right to defend yourself with lethal force, even though you started the confrontation?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, you do at a certain point, but not.
It's kind of like the George Zimmerman, Trayvon Martin thing. Zimmerman initiated that, but in the end, the jury found that he had a right to defend himself because he apparently was getting his ass beat. So I don't know if this falls along the same lines.
Well, usually it'll come down to like if you initiated it in good faith, right? So like if you see somebody like verbally harassing a woman, right, and you step in to do something and shit escalates and you wind up shooting this person, like you initiated the altercation with him, but so.
Well, what they're saying happened after he maced him. He pulled out his gun after he maced the guy, and the shoplifter managed to climb on top of the guard and hit him. And that's at which point he shot 3 times and hit the dude. So, like I said, he initiated this confrontation, but at what point, is it legally allowed to turn deadly? Now, I guess it's all in did you have a justified reason to fear for your life? They're saying that it was pretty obvious that the dude didn't have a weapon on him, so the gun was a little overboard. So I don't know. I'm gonna watch that one and just see how it plays out, but I don't think he stands a chance.
No, he's going to
Me
prison.
neither.
Yeah. Kind of like that. What's your boy's name in Texas at the school at the track meet?
Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, Carmelo Anthony, and that
Anthony,
situation. He even though supposedly the guy walked up to him and told him to move, and some say he put his hands on him. Others are saying that after more video evidence that he didn't actually put his hands on him. But either way, apparently just putting your hands on somebody isn't justification to stab somebody in the fucking heart. You know? So that's probably what this is going to turn into with this case.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, especially since you approach them, because a lot of them stores, for one, it's like once they're out the store, you let them go. Yeah, and even before that point, in some of these places, it's just don't mess with them, because you'll hear them shoplifters saying that you can't touch me, you can't touch me, and I'm thinking, damn, what a fucking system, huh?
Yeah. So is the security thing? Is the security thing before you go through the door? The two little things. Is that the line, like the touchdown line? After they cross that, you can't fuck with them, dude.
That's it. Yeah, I just don't understand the point of having security. Like, what are they there for?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying they're there to kill people over Halloween costumes, but I mean, how much power can you give these guys if they're there armed to protect your merchandise? I mean, I don't.
True.
I don't know. And I mean, I'm not saying, like I said, shoplifting doesn't warrant the death penalty by any means.
No.
But you put yourself in that situation when you're in there stealing and there was a fucking security guard there. I wasn't there, but I'm going to assume that, most people that walk into there can probably see there's a fucking security guard there, but you just don't care in a lot of those places because there's no repercussions for this shit,
Right.
No.
So anyway, life was lost over fucking Halloween shit, and this guy's probably going to prison for trying to do his job, and I think he took it a little bit too serious, because I'm like, once we're fighting and I realize, okay, this ain't going to turn out good, it's like, just take the shit, dude. The cops, I'll try to get his plate or whatever, and like, I'm not trying to pull my gun out. I'd be a
terrible security guard. I'd yell at him to stop until we get to the door and be like,
yeah,
I told you stop.
I'll get the next one.
I'd be like, dude, just go. I don't feel like doing this. Like, really,
grab me one.
I'd be like the workers I was complaining about earlier, I'm just here to make my hours. Dude. I ain't got time for this shit.
So I was like, hey, I just work here. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, did y'all see that New Orleans cop that was caught smoking meth?
I did.
I think it was twice, right? Wasn't he smoking meth twice?
I mean, look, bro, they got to stay up on the job. They got to stay awake. I mean, what better, drug than meth, I guess, to keep you on an all-night fucking. It's a tough job, dude.
And he's back on the job.
I say let him smoke away. Who cares?
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, because I think that's why he resigned, was he had gotten caught up smoking meth once, and then the second time he got caught on body cam. Yeah. And then they were like, bruh.
He still has his job.
So he resigned.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he did, dude. I thought he was coming back, dude. I thought they let him come back, man.
He may be coming back, but I know at the time he resigned, but that's nuts. Like, just whipping around the city.
They had another, speaking of meth, they had another where the teacher was smoking that shit in the classroom. Another video that was going around. Yeah, high as fuck on meth.
Like, I mean, do they get paid enough to tell them not to smoke meth?
That's what I'm saying. Look, they got whatever it takes to get through the day, man.
They're like, do you know how fucking bad your kids are? Let me hit my goddamn pipe.
Yeah, he's bad enough. Hey, look, I say them, especially them cops over there in New Orleans, they need something, dude. They need something to make it through the night. Yeah, that's a rough job.
Yeah.
It's a rough job. Jesus loves us, and we do know that. So I'll take it.
Jesus loves us.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, from the taco truck.
The gardener. Anyway, are y'all concerned at all? Everybody out there listening, about this interstellar object that's flying towards the Earth, the size of Manhattan? Do you know what that could do?
Huh?
And I did not even hear about that.
Well, what a lot of experts are saying, which, whatever, they're saying that it's doing things that's not typical of a asteroid.
So it's an alien?
Exactly. They're saying it's just the way, because they're following this shit in their little nerdy ways, however they do all this shit. And it's like it's for one, it's showing no sign of like a tail of debris, which was expected to be shooting off behind the object as it encountered the force of the sun. So it's just little things like that we're too stupid to really understand, but it's doing things that they're not used to seeing, when it comes to these big objects that are usually just an asteroid, so whatever they're supposed to be doing, it's doing different. And there's, a lot of people are leaning towards this is some major fucking like alien fucking craft, but it's
bring it on, dude.
That'd be cool.
Come on, let's do it. No, it said it says for a typical comet passing the sun, it should have resulted in a massive coma with dust and gas that would have been pushed by the solar radiation pressure and the solar wind to the shape of a typical tail pointing away from the sun. So I know everybody understands that. We all know that, right?
Oh,
I mean,
dude,
common knowledge.
Yeah, it's common knowledge. Well, it's not doing that. So
That's
I'm going to go with it's an alien. It's called 3-Eye Atlas, is what they're calling it. It continues to move on its path. The angle will widen and more detailed measurements will be available soon. But get ready, because they're coming, dude. They're coming.
Pretty exciting.
So do they know if
Hope it
it's
is.
like not a rock? Like 100%? Like I know they know it's not an asteroid, but like do they know if it's like metal, if it's a rock, if it's a fucking bumblebee?
Well, but this is what they're trying. They don't know yet. They're saying if it is a natural comet, it should be surrounded by a massive cloud of gas that carries at least 13% of the original nucleus mass. Now, they're saying they should be able to tell that in the coming weeks. But what they're judging by now is the movements and the lack of, things that it should be doing that they've seen typically with other, comets. So for some reason, this one isn't doing what they're used to seeing, and that's got them kind of intrigued right now.
Yeah, but I'm saying like even if it is like a manned craft, like I guess they don't know what it's made of yet.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's not close
Period.
enough for them to know that. That's why they're saying if it's made of whatever, natural comet, then they'll be able to tell that in the coming weeks, according to them. So, I've been watching because I've been hearing about it for a while, actually.
Yeah.
And I've been kind of, like I said, they explain it way better than I ever can because I'm just too dumb to ever get what they're talking about half the time. But I do understand that it's doing abnormal things, supposedly. So it makes it interesting, It's heading supposedly this way, but it all that shit just amazes me.
Bring it on, dude.
Even follow all that, But it's moving beyond. It's on its way towards Jupiter. So if anybody's in Jupiter anytime soon, let me know if you see this thing. So it's gonna it will closely pass on March 16th. It's gonna pass close to Jupiter. So yeah, it first entered our solar system on June 14th, and like I said, it just fucking amazes me that they can track and just observe things like that. It's just when you look up, you go outside, just look up in the fucking sky at night, and if that doesn't fucking just intrigue, like what in the fuck is going on up there? I mean, I don't know. I guess
there's a lot.
It just just your imagination runs wild, And look, I know a lot of people that are hardcore that there ain't nothing out there, and I'm thinking, man, just look up. Look up. Go outside at night, look up, and tell me for a fact there's nothing else going on out there anywhere.
Yeah, I don't
It's a
believe it.
projector.
Yeah. That's what, I forgot. It's all fucking, we're inside of a fucking, don't get Brad started.
I heard where you were going, dude.
We ain't going to get on that.
No, we'll see.
I'm going to go with that. There's just this vast fucking universe that we don't know what the fuck is going on. And we're constantly being visited. If they're not here, a lot of people think they're in the ocean.
Well, they need to quit being bitches and like show themselves.
Yeah, I don't know what what would prevent you. Let's say you were a being from another dimension or whatever, or alien. Like, why? If you're that sophisticated and that far advanced, then what are you concerned about?
Absolutely,
like, I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm right here. What are you gonna do about it?
Right.
I mean, unless they know that it could spark some kind of panic.
I would think learning what not to do.
What you mean?
From being here.
What you mean?
Alien, right? And I'm coming here to visit. Great example of what not to do.
Oh yeah, but I think if they are alien, I think they know already. I think they're far more sophisticated than we are. I mean, apparently, if they're traveling like that, I mean,
if you got the technology to get here,
right.
We're no
and that's
match for you.
That's what I noticed. The closed-minded people, they judge everything by the technology and stuff that we understand.
Mm-hmm.
But that we're not the end all
true.
be all. You know what I mean?
No.
It's kind of like when you go all the way back to like the pyramids and all. Well, there's a lot of scientists and all that speculate that they had, technology far advanced than what we give them credit for. And it may be stuff that we don't even understand because there's no definite, answer on how them things were built. There's a lot of speculating, there's a lot of
Right.
people that dug their heels in on what they think happened. But when you really break down how precise those things are with stones that each are weighing in the tons that are just the precision of how they're set and how they got there. And, so it's almost like there was a lost civilization, that had tools and just shit that we can't even fathom because we went a different direction, basically, I mean, that's all there is to it. We just found different technologies, but that doesn't mean that something, didn't exist back then that we just don't understand. So anyway, that's it. It's all interesting to me, at least.
Maybe
I know Justin's
they're just older. Maybe they're just like, billions of years older than we are, and they're just as stupid. So they're just like floating through fucking space out of gas, like arguing on the fucking spaceship.
That's
like,
we'll go with that.
Martin, I fucking told you, man.
Yeah, I told you.
We needed to fucking stop. You didn't fucking do it.
No, but
now
see,
we're floating. They're waving at us like, help.
Well, there is no fuel because these people are like bending gravity.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that when you listen to these pilots that see these things, and it's all public record.
But you're assuming it's all the same shit.
Well, true. Yeah, there's no telling how many. It's just the ones that they've actually filmed or they have on radar. They're just it's just crazy to watch some of those radars and listen to them Navy pilots explain what these crafts are doing, that there's just nothing that we can do. Like, it's not possible with what we know and the equipment we have. It's crazy when you really sit and listen to these people that seem credible. I mean, it's military people. It's not always just kooks out looking for TV time. I mean, some of them are really like they're high up in the ranks, and they're veterans of the military that have seen this shit. They bring proof. They have video evidence. So it's interesting,
Matt said something wandered in his ass.
Oh, shit.
Jesus, Matt. Come
Something
on, man.
wandered.
Matt, jeez.
Up my ass. Upon my
Yeah. Anyway, what else?
Go, Matt.
What else is hot right now? I could talk space all night long.
Surprise anybody when the news broke that Kim K failed the bar exam?
I heard that.
It didn't surprise me, but I'm going to take up for that woman. I'm going to take up for her and say that. Everybody makes fun of Kim, but I guarantee you she made it further than any of us. So, as far as taking it.
Hey, I think she's been great in the shows that I've been watching.
And the front of men.
Well, that's true.
Anyway.
Yeah. You think she's been great? Is that what you said, Kristen?
And like American Horror Story and that new show that came out on Hulu.
Isn't she playing a lawyer on something?
Yeah, and I think it's a good show.
Yeah, I thought I've seen her posted something about how she failed the bar, but something about she plays a lawyer on TV, kind of just poking fun at herself,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I think she catches a lot of flack, just for being popular for nothing, basically. But
yeah,
I mean, she's apparently trying to do something with this whole lawyer thing, and first thing people do is start dumping on her, and shitting on her because she failed it. And I'm thinking, 80% of those people talking shit about her probably couldn't pass it either. So
probably so.
That's
OJ's daughter, right? That's OJ's daughter.
Fucking
OJ's
stupid.
daughter? No, that's OJ's lawyer's daughter.
I think it's OJ's daughter.
Nah, it's OJ's daughter.
I see what you're
That's
saying.
Fucking idiot. So she's been on TV.
It went over my head. I'm sorry. Yeah, I forgot that was yeah. Old Kardashians. Yep. So anyway, they're somehow finding a way to stay in the news all the time. That's what's blowing my mind is how popular they've been.
I don't know why people hate them so much.
Well, people hate because they're jealous, for one, because everybody wants to do nothing and become billionaires. So I get it. I get the hate. I mean, the same reason a lot of celebrities face it. I mean, we get it for the little small time.
But I wouldn't say that they do nothing, though.
No, but it's just
businesses. And
they do. But what people say is they came from, like, nobody can explain why they're famous. Why they got famous besides the fact that she was fucking people on tape.
So
then it's like,
and shit.
So then it turned into, this is what we're glorifying. Is that all it takes? So then it makes every other person, a young girl, think, well, I'll just put out a sex tape.
Right.
So it just wasn't looked at as a very, a positive way to get into the limelight. But I will say they took full fucking advantage of that.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely, dude.
Because
I don't know about
money,
all that.
but
I don't dislike them for any of that. I just listen to a 5-minute conversation of the fucking sisters, and I'm like, these bitches are
yeah, I
fucking retarded.
can't.
Like,
I
Jesus.
can't take it. Yeah, I can't.
No.
The only one that was
I
ever interesting
cannot.
to me was the 30-second clip of them coming to fucking blows in the hallway or something on one of their shows.
Oh,
You
Kim
know,
and Courtney.
yeah, the two sisters going at it and leaving makeup stains on the wall and shit. That was about all. But no, like you said, they're gonna get hate. I mean, everybody gets it. I mean,
Sure.
a lot of it's just jealousy stemmed. I mean, we get it for, like I said, this little bullshit platform we got. I mean, we receive it. People
Yeah,
talking
we
shit
do.
about what we're doing, and and it's the same people that just wish they could do what somebody else is doing. Basically, is where the hate comes from. So, but
No hate from Matt.
no, Matt's
thanks,
awesome.
Matt.
No hate for Matt, dude.
No, Matt's awesome. No,
He's a
like
true
OJ
guy,
is
man.
innocent.
what? Who said that?
What?
Who said that?
The
No
glove
way.
didn't fit, dude.
The glove
Damn it.
didn't
The
fit.
glove
dude.
didn't
Arthritis or
wife's
not.
neighbor.
If the glove don't fit, you gotta quit.
Did you read his book?
I don't want to talk ill of the dead, but yeah, that motherfucker is
I will
guilty.
talk ill of the dead. I don't care.
No.
Did you read his book?
It was at the If I Did It or
If
something.
I did
If
it,
I
I
did-
would have
yeah.
done
if I-
it this way.
Yeah,
But he
right.
didn't, so-
Motherfucker killed him.
Yes,
Everybody
he absolutely
knows.
did.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was a good
Everybody.
man.
Yeah. No, I
Football
think
player trying to
everybody.
live his life.
No, I don't know
Okay.
that. I remember when it broke. I was younger, so I wasn't paying a whole bunch of attention. But you couldn't help. It was everywhere. It was just because, for one, there wasn't social media to where everybody's attention was being taken every 5 seconds for something new. I mean, it
Right.
was the shit back then. And
Yeah.
but I know the cops, from what I understand, fucked up all that investigation from day one, and I don't know, was that from, I guess, were people trying to say there was a cover up going on, that they were protecting OJ back then, or was it just piss poor police work?
I think it was piss poor police work, to
Yeah.
be honest
Yeah.
with you. Yeah.
Because this whole the whole glove thing, and I don't know.
It cuts on his hands, and it was just
Yeah.
crazy, dude. Yeah.
I know. That motherfucker got
Shit
away
in the
with
back of
murder.
his Bronco,
Yeah.
It's all.
Uh.
Well, he's dead now,
Coincidence,
so.
dude. Coincidence.
Yes, it is. So, somebody
Plus, he had
says,
the dollars, dude.
in your opinion, what is the biggest threat to humanity? And the first answer I see is
Liberals.
white. I see white people. That's the first answer I saw. Like, damn, we get no love, man. When is it going to be our time? Like, we've had it rough enough the past couple of years. So,
Matt,
it
you're
gonna
right,
be our
China, but
turn?
it's like these leftist, liberal, Marxist, socialist people. That's the biggest
No.
threat to humanity. There's
White
another word I
people.
want to say too, but yeah, I can't say it.
Oh, we were
But
just
anyway.
talking about it earlier. It says President Trump's $2,000 tariff checks would go to families making less than $100,000 per year, which I think is bullshit, because $100,000 ain't a lot no more. You know what I mean?
Fuck no, dude.
It's
Nah,
really-
it's
it's
Sounds
not.
like we're
If for a
fudging
family.
taxes.
Yeah,
for a family.
family too. It's not like it's saying if one person in the household brings home 100 and the other one brings.
Yeah.
I mean, that's nothing for a family nowadays. Or maybe I don't know. I mean, I'm saying that maybe I'm kind of out the loop, but to me, that's just no kind of money to be holding that against somebody and say, well, you don't get anything because you make
Exactly.
$100,000. Like, what the fuck is that nowadays? That's
shit.
nothing. It really is.
And even down here in Southeast Louisiana or Louisiana, Mississippi, dude, 100,000 really isn't shit. To where
Yeah.
I get it. You go to New York and rents 3,000 for this
Ooh,
little
can you
400.
imagine?
Yeah,
Yeah.
100,000. That's shit, dude. But even down here today, dude, 100,000 is. I mean,
Yeah,
look,
I-
you can
Well,
live okay, but it's
I
not
didn't
really
even
a
think
shit ton
about-
of money.
Yeah, and I didn't even
You know?
think about that, Brad. I was judging that from our way that we live down here with finances and all. I mean, you start, like you said, you talking about New York, California, place. I mean, that ain't nothing over there.
That's
the
nothing, dude.
median American household income is 83,000. So
Right.
half of
Yeah.
America is under 100,000. More than
So what are
half.
they
because
saying? So
the
what do you hit?
50% mark is 83.
So what do you hit wealthy status when you're $100,000?
Well, you're more than half of America.
Yeah, well,
Isn't that something?
That's crazy though, because it is, man. It's getting harder and harder to make it off of something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I say that making it with the comforts that we enjoy in life. I mean, you can make it on 50 grand a year if you really,
Right.
But for what we're used to in this beautiful country of ours, how spoiled we are, then yeah, it's hard to do that shit on 100 grand, So I just don't see why.
Yeah,
that's
and
the
you say that,
threshold.
man, and Trump was also saying that, grocery prices are down and we've got the best economy around right now. And it's like, dude, I voted for him, and it's like, dude, you're calling bullshit, dude, because I'm gonna tell you, I went to the grocery store on Sunday, man, and got some shit. 4 bags, dude, $132 fucking dollars, dude. I'm like, God damn, dude, for just
Well,
staples,
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I mean. It
So
ain't going
I
that
do not
far.
believe the economy is great right now. People are suffering, man. I really
Yeah,
believe
it is crazy to
Yeah.
see Trump gaslight with that, because he'll sit there and start telling you how prices are down and the grocery stores and gas and it's like
Where?
I'm with you. Like being a Trump, supporter, so to say, it's like, well, where's this going on at? Because it sure the fuck ain't around me,
Right.
and I don't understand why he would say that, knowing he's going to get called out on it. Because I mean, who actually believes that if you're going to the grocery and shopping? And it's not to say every single item, like nothing's going down, but overall,
No, right.
I don't see anything better.
I don't see it. Dude, look at chicken, beef, and pork, man. I mean, leave it at that, dude. It's still out the box, man. But yeah.
Can we take votes back? Is that a thing in this country? I want to give it back. I want to give mine to Harris now. We wouldn't be in this situation. If Harris was president, we wouldn't be in this situation.
No, you're 100% right, dude.
Is that what that might be what YouTube wants to hear? They might push us now.
Fuck yeah.
Might push us. We're going full liberal from
Dude,
now on.
Did y'all see that? I caught like a snippet before we got on. Like Newsom was it Brazil or something, man? And he was catching all kind of backlash, dude.
What was he? What was he doing?
I don't know what he
there?
was doing. I don't know, maybe buying grapes or something for his winery. I don't know. But I don't know. I saw a snippet of it and I was like, man, is this real, man? But yeah.
Let me look it up.
It was on the TV.
Look it up. Let's do some research here. Let's actually do some fucking research on this show.
Yeah. Was Newsom in Brazil? I think it was
He's in Brazil attending United Nations Climate Change Conference. So he flew there, his private jet.
Of course.
Greta?
Yeah. Greta's probably there. Yeah. This makes his first time at the annual summit, where he's positioned in California. Oh, Gavin Newsom at his annual summit. Let's see. His arrival kickoff. So yeah, no, you're right. He's over down there in Sao Paulo speaking. So yeah, he's over there pushing this climate change bullshit, trying to earn somebody some money or something. So no, you were right, Brett. I didn't know he was down there.
Once I got right before we got on, I heard a little snippet and I'm like, no shit, dude. Yeah, it'll be next week's news or something,
They're still pushing that shit. I seen even Bill Gates came out and told people to stop panicking over that for some reason. He did an about face, and it's like, when are we going to stop with this? I mean, if you pay attention to anything that has to do with the climate, I mean, it's never been static. I mean, it's always changing. Yeah,
it's like I heard somebody put it really in perspective, dude, with Bill Gates about climate change. And you know how he was like, cows are the worst thing for the environment with the flatulence and all this bullshit. And it's like some guy says, he goes, I'll tell you what, Bill Gates, let me lock you in a garage with a cow, or let me lock you in a garage with a car. Let's see how we fare out,
let's
dude.
See what's worse.
By the next morning, Yeah, exactly.
Put you in there with that private jet you fly in and let the exhaust hit you. And
100%.
Dude, that's been a money-making scheme from day one. They all saw how much Al Gore made on that shit back in the day, and they were like, "Ooh, yeah, we got this," because they're not 100%. Dumb. Like I refuse to believe someone who as intelligent as Bill Gates is believes that this climate is in some sort of, like it's in peril, like we just got to change this, or, the world as we know it is going to, stop. They know better than that shit. My dumb ass can look at stats from decades and see that the climate has always changed. I mean, it goes up and it goes down, and I know for a fact people like that know better, but they get everybody falling for it, man.
So you're saying they're technically not lying? Well,
it is changing, true, but they like to say
every
day.
day.
It's devastating. they turn it into full negative, because by now we're not supposed to have coastline pretty much anywhere. I mean, the whole fucking country should be underwater by now if you listen to Al Gore back in the day. Meanwhile, they're rich people are still constantly buying property on the coast. So that turned out to be bullshit. Because, like you said,
do you think insurance companies would insure if they knew
not
that?
A fucking thing. No.
Yeah,
you
know what I'm saying?
Never get insurance. Like,
right.
no,
10 years from now, Miami's going to be underwater. So but we're going to insure you for right now. Exactly.
That's what I mean, and it's amazing people can't look into that deeper before they just start buying into shit like that and going full fledged. And a lot of it's these university age people that they go after and start getting them scared to death because they take polls at some of these places and their biggest stress in life is climate change for some of these kids because they've been gaslighted so much to believe that we're just not going to be around in 20 years. The world's going to end. And they believe it. So it's not their fault. They've been pushed that by professors and by, whoever else they're fucking listening to. But it's been pumped into their mind that this world is coming to an end due to this climate change shit, this global warming they used to call it. Now it's just climate change. But, like I said, they believe it so much that when they do surveys, they put that down as their number one concern and what gives them the most anxiety. And I'm like, oh, my God, like you need something else to worry about. If that's your number one, reason for having anxiety is climate change. I'm like, you need a real problem in your life,
I did see that the hole in the ozone layer has all but repaired itself. I think within a couple of years.
I saw that.
Well, when the 80s got out of here and they stopped using all that hairspray, because that's how it was.
That's what it was.
Back when I was young, the hairspray was it was taking us all out, And everybody had big hair in the 80s, So that was going to kill us all. So anyway. All right, it is 10 o'clock. Y'all have listened to us long enough. We do appreciate it. But before we go, I do want to do our little segment, and we're going to try to bring a kid home if possible. This young fella disappeared years ago. The picture on the left was when he was 2 years old. They did kind of a little artist rendering of what he may look like nowadays. You can see the information there. Recognize that little dude. Call that number on the screen. Like I said, we'd love to be able to bring, a child back to their family. So anyway, that's that. And I think we are about done. Let's wrap it up. B.S.ing with the Guys show. We appreciate all y'all. Hit subscribe if you haven't done it yet. Please, we appreciate it. We will be back next Wednesday, to talk some more shit, and we want y'all to join. So y'all be good. We are out.